Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. Uh, I posted a short video on this the other day, and I had a couple of questions on it. Um, First off, I use a recycled leather. This isn't the real thick leather you find on a lot of sheath knives and other stuff like that. This is literally like off of a couch. This one is literally off of a couch. Um, this stuff was actually given to me. It's suede on both sides. I prefer to use the suede side out. I mean, it's finished like that. I prefer to use the suede side out. Um, Everything I do is by hand, punching the holes, sewing. I'm slowly but surely getting better. This is not something I have perfected by any means. I think this is one of my favorites, although I have done a couple of bags that turned out really nice. When it comes to something like this where the stitching is visible, like this one, somehow or another I ended up with a knot on the back and a knot on the front. So it's one hole off. That wouldn't, I'll carry this for myself. I wouldn't give this to anybody because it's not right. So it was just one of them things sitting around and pick up some leather and start doodling. So I don't have dyes. I don't have what do they call patterns. I just pick it up and start cutting and punching and having fun. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't have a whole lot of money tied up in the materials. Some things like this, I was a little perturbed. I was trying to get everything to come out right. Some of the stitches don't work. The leather moves. Again, you play and you learn. Excuse me. So when I was working on this one, I went ahead and I used glue and I glued it down. And then I have a store-bought leather assembly kit that was given to me, and I used it as a pattern for the holes. And instead of using a punch, I went out and got one of the little rotary tools from Harbor Freight, put a drill bit in it, and drilled each one of the holes. It's better. They come up a little bit. I mean, they're quite a bit more evenly spaced. There are a few little glitches where they're a little offline or out of alignment, but it's hand stitched. I had a question on if I did bifolds, just single folding wallet like that. One of the first ones I did was a bifold, and it was actually a copy from I used the inspiration, and I can't think of the channel that he was on at that point in time. Now he's Best Damn EDC, but it was basically a bifold wallet, and then in here these were cut on a diagonal, and I used different color leathers for everything, and just because I was using up scraps and that's what I wanted to do, and it worked out. The bifold was rather nice until I decided to try putting this on the front. This is the fourth one of these that I've done, I believe. The bifold one didn't work because, well, this stuff, it broadcasts through. I don't know if that's coming through with 3D. See how that's dented through there? It's not as bad as it is on the front. This one does it as well. And even this one, when I don't have it, I didn't stitch it through the middle, it broadcasts through on the back. So you can see it's bumped out. Well, if you have that in a bifold, that makes getting your cards out super, super difficult. So that idea didn't work well. I carried that for I don't know, a couple of weeks. It broke in, but it was never easy to get the cards out. So if you put the cards in that you never need, you know, like I had my driver's license and my medical cards and the one that's got the magnifying glass in it and, you know, stuff like that, then okay. But yeah, the bifold doesn't really work when you put an organizer on it. The trifold, this works rather well, for me anyway. I'm going to have to go ahead and stitch in here, because the one thing I have found out is when you open it up, stuff falls out. So I had that problem at the store yesterday. I dropped my knife. Of course, it's just it's a tiny knife. I actually traded out. I was using my Uncle Henry in here because it's the one I had in the house. And I had this little buck in this organizer, which goes on my sketch pad. Oh, excuse me. Because it's got a pencil and an eraser and a pen, and there was room for a little blade. So I did not make this. I bought this at, I forget where I got this one from. I think it was a flea market, and it was like $1. So I can't buy the paper for that kind of money. Of course, now, like I said, the leather is cheap, but you know, well, free for the most part. But it's a paper cost. So anyway, yeah, that's. Let's see, what was the other question? I do not sell them at this point. It's not that I won't. I haven't had one totally perfect. I have given 2 away or 3 away that were close. I wasn't 100% happy with them, but again, they are handcrafted, they are handmade. You know, sometimes, you know, things just go awry with my eye, and you know, I have a stitch out of place or whatever. But yeah, so in answer to the question, do I do other organizers? Yes. I don't actually carry these in my pockets. This one goes into my bag. This one, like I said, attaches to my sketchbook. And then, of course, this one does go in my pocket because it's my wallet. There's stuff in my pocket now that I probably should make an organizer to put in to carry. Tyler over at EDC, Best Damn EDC, talks about how when he puts a knife in his pocket like this, and then it falls over, and he gets aggravated. He's got to reach down in and pull it back up and put it standing straight up. I've never considered that. Never thought about it. I put a knife in my pocket, or a little flashlight in my pocket, or whatever, and it's in my pocket. I don't feel it. I don't know if it's standing straight up and down or laying on its side, and it doesn't really make that much difference to me. But I might want to go ahead and make at least a slip for this one to keep it in nice shape. I carry so many different knives, though, that it'd be difficult to make. I'd have to make a slip for each one of my knives. Not a problem, but what was I thinking? Oh yeah, the other. I carry this little flashlight as well, and it would probably be okay to have a slip for it. But when you want one of these, you want it. You want to be able to grab it and use it now. I was carrying this on my keychain, but it got caught on something and pulled apart, and I almost lost it. So it's not a high dollar one. I don't even remember where I got it, but it's a nice size. It throws a nice beam. Anyway, yeah, back to where we were doing, what I was talking about. I do the slips. I do not do a bifold this style. And this is, like I said, this is the third, fourth, trying to remember how many I've actually done, because there were a couple that didn't work at all. This is the third one that I've been carrying. So I got the green one, I got the light colored one like that, and then I've got this one that have worked to some degree. Anyway, let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around on your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If you'd like to check me out on Facebook or Instagram, I'll get some links in the description box eventually. I think I've got where I showed these off when I made them. Yeah, you also find my snail mail, my email down there, in case you want to send me something fantabulous. Hot sauce, yeah. These little bottles are awesome. It's almost empty. They're expensive, my goodness. I really appreciate them, folks. I really, truly do. Cancer is an insidious disease, people. There's all different types. There's so many different symptoms. Some don't have any symptoms. Many of you know that breast cancer really rocked my world. It took the old miss a little over a year ago, just after a long, drawn-out battle. Breast cancer is primarily affects women, but it can affect men. While it's associated with the breast, it can be in other areas. It can be in the lymph nodes, in your neck, and in your armpit, and your groin. It can present as what feels like the starting of a pimple that just doesn't go away. It could be a spot of skin that feels extra thick, or an area that just itches and doesn't stop. And there's all different kinds of signs. So basically, if something doesn't feel right, you know your body, go talk to a doctor. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. If you're estranged, forgive, forget, apologize. You may not get another chance. Perhaps they won't get another chance. Maybe it's you pushing up the daisies. I hope not. I hope to see y'all again, and until I do, sláinte, y'all.